Hey everyone, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY and oh my goodness, I have the cutest project to show you today. And not only are we going to be making some of these kind of little heart grapevine little hanging-mabobs, we're also going to do lace rolled rosettes. So it's going to be super fun. And as you're hopping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to do this step by step. I'm going to see if I can possibly move any closer. I've been fiddling around with this for a while, and where am I aimed? And I thought I would do these projects using Eileen's tacky glue. Well, it turns out that it just takes way too long. It's too thick, and so we're using hot glue. Okay, so the project starts with these from Dollar Tree. They're called heart grapevines. You get 5 in a pack for $1, so they're 20 cents a piece. And when I was at my store this last week, they had lots of them. So if you think you want to do this project, I would go grab them soon. And I only bought 2 packages. I'm kind of wishing I had 3 at this point. So I may go back. So we're using this. We're also using some of these lace doilies that I got last week. I think it was last week at my local Goodwill. I got a whole package of them. I washed them. They're clean, and we're going to play with them. And then we're going to be playing with some of these, wood beads, some of my favorite twine. We may add some buttons. We could possibly use some of these. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, let's see. One thing I am sure is that I can't figure out which way to aim my camera. Okay. So before I tackle this, though, I'm not sure if everyone got to see the results of our projects yesterday when I showed you guys how to make an ombre effect on these canvas bags. Isn't that so cute? This is one of the ones these 2 are the ones that we did live. And this one I finished up going all the way out to the edge. This one I just added a leather pull to it. This would be great for traveling. And then I did this big piece that I might frame. It's just plain canvas. So anyways, in case you didn't get to see that, it was a really fun video, and you can use that same technique that I taught yesterday on watercolor paper, on pretty much any kind of fabric, a lot of different things. So look at my videos if you didn't get to see it. And right now I wanted you guys to be able to see everything, so I'm kind of too far away from the camera to be able to see your comments. But the second I get off, I promise, I read every comment. I think that's important. Okay, so I made this one before we came live, and I made, where's the other one? This one before we came live, and I've learned some things. So what I want to show you, we'll do one like this, we'll do one like this, and then we'll doll them up. What I figured out in doing a few was that it's easier, there's a lot of glue strings on here, if you tie your tie around the top part of the heart before you start gluing it to anything else. The other thing I learned is these little hearts, they have like a copper wire in them. And my guess is that this side where the little bit of copper wire shows, can you see that right there? This is probably supposed to be the back of it, but I like this better than the other side. It gives some interest to it. So I'm doing all of mine with the copper side showing. And it's just a little hint of a wire. It's what they formed the grapevine around. Okay, and so for the first one, we're going to just use some canvas fabric. You can get this stuff at any fabric store, or maybe you have something at home that you could cut up to use. And here's one of our little wreaths. I'm looking to see which side is the copper on. This is the side that the copper's on. I'm gonna just take, I don't know, this is probably about 24 inches. It's gonna be too long, but it's always better to start with something longer. So I am just gonna put this through the center of my little heart. Right here. It'll be easier once I get the beads on. Oh my gosh. Right here. And I'm gonna do, this is just what I've decided, but you can use what you have. You can do any arrangement. You don't have to do the beads. I do think they add a lot though. I'm doing a small one, and this natural polished hemp is the easiest kind of twine there is to get through the holes on these wood beads. So I'll show you in just a second. I'm doing a small, a medium, and then a small. Okay, and then we'll turn this around and scrunch it down to where I want it to be. Okay, so that's how I want that to be. And this is so easy, you guys. I'm gonna lay it on my little piece of canvas, and I'm gonna roughly cut around it so I'm not working with the whole huge piece of canvas. Put this aside. I'm going to flip my little wreath over so we have the back, which is the side with, for me, the side without the little copper wire in it. And I'm just gonna start on one side by, what I found is that the glue this hot glue, this is a low temperature hot glue gun that I'm working with. It's the only kind of glue gun I pretty much use anymore, unless I'm using the hot glue that's specific to fabric. But I don't love that so much, and it's, the kind I have anyways, is super hot. So I've glued one side, and I found that when I tried to do the whole thing at the same time, it dried before I could get all the glue out. So now I'm just doing half at a time, and I'm definitely gonna put some glue over the top of this twine so that it will be packaged in there and hold still. And then you're just gonna kind of pull it tight, okay? You're gonna end up, whoops, with something like this. All right, so now I'm gonna make sure where I want this, and I can see already that there's a few areas where I didn't get it glued down. So I'm gonna add a little more glue and then push my fabric into it, because I want this tight. Oh my gosh, you guys, these lace doily rosettes are so cute. I'm gonna do a whole video just on that. And now I went through my, I have a cabinet in our dining room that has, you know, kind of like family type stuff in it. And I found all these, I'll show you. I found all these kind of things, lace hankies and just stuff like this that were my grandmother's and my mother's. And so now I'm motivated to find something to do with those. I was disappointed because I could have sworn I had some of these kind of things, these lace doilies, but I didn't. So I'm glad I picked those up at my Goodwill last week. Okay, so I tied a knot at the top of the beads. And then I'm going to tie a knot here. And you could hang this over like one of the knobs in your kitchen, over the top of a cabinet that has doors. If you have stocking hooks on your fireplace, you could hang it there, but we're not done, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is decide how we want to decorate it, and there's so many options. One thing that I wanted to share was that one of my sweet followers here, I think it was Patricia, she crocheted, look at this, I'll come closer. She crocheted all these little lace snowflakes and sent it to me. Is that not the most precious thing? So I'm gonna use one of those. And then I also wanted to show you another one of my friends through this Facebook. Michelle Lawrence and her sister made these lace angels. Michelle, thank you so much. I just ordered some, it's called Stiffy, if you've ever used it. I ordered it on Amazon at about 3 in the morning last night. It can stiffen things like lace doilies. So next week we'll be doing some more projects with that, and I will probably make those angels have a form so that I can hang them on my Christmas tree next year. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna choose one of these beautiful little lace doilies that she made, like probably a bigger one. And then we're gonna look at some buttons. I won't glue this down yet so that we can see what the effect might be. So I'm gonna choose this one. And I don't know where you would get those if you didn't have a friend that made them for you that was really good at crocheting. I know you can get doily kind of stuff at Hobby Lobby. So perhaps you could find something like that there. Okay, so I love vintage buttons. My supply is getting very low, though. So I need to get out and find some more. I'm looking for something mother of pearl that's a creamy color. Okay, so for example, I could use this and just put it on the top of my little lace doily. I think we'll do that. I'll glue it on and then I'll show you. But I might want a button that's slightly bigger. Not too big because I don't want it to cover the whole little doily. Okay, I'm gonna just wait. Will this one work? Is that bigger? Yes, it's a little bit bigger. Okay. So you could do, if you're doing this project, you don't have to be boring like me and always go towards neutral. You could do this in bright colors. You could use some bright red fabric, some pink. You could use a patterned fabric. You could use colored beads. You could use colored buttons. You could, I did experiment with a little bit of glitter, which I'll show you in a minute. You could do something like these in the center. These came from Dollar Tree this week, and they're just little wood stickers. And see, for me, I don't know that I'll use this or this row. Maybe. I am just so boring. But I'll definitely use the natural hearts. So let me just pull one out and stick it on. Oh, that could be super cute, you guys. Especially if you did it on this. Okay, we might have found a winner, and I might have to add something on top of it. We'll come back to this guy in just a second. Okay, so let me add my little decoration, then I'll show you how you cut this off. Yeah, so I really thought I wanted to use that Eileen's tacky glue, but I started this other one about 3 hours ago and it still seems like it's not dry. So, okay, what do you guys think? Is that cute or what? I mean, just the embellishment options are amazing. When I saw these, I immediately thought, I'm gonna put something on the back of them and make them into some kind of hangy doodads. What do you guys think? Hey, does anyone out there like pancakes? Do you like to be Facebook to serve you my content? I know I've been saying this almost every time, but if you want to see what I have coming up tomorrow and then on Saturday, and then if you want to see Christ and Crafting on Sunday, do this, or say something in the comments, ask me a question. Make sure you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming, and then you'll get my pancakes served to you. And my pancakes are just the projects that I do here. I'm just being silly. Okay, so now I just basically want to cut this off, and there's nothing real specific about it. It doesn't have to be a super neat, super duper neat line, because you can come back and clean it up. I was also thinking that this project would be really cute to do a garland, and you could alternate, you know, do one with this canvas backing, one with the lace, one with canvas with a lace rosette, which I'll show you in just a minute. I mean, you could totally do a garland, and instead of gluing your thing right here at the top, you could just glue 2 strings on either side. I was a little generous with the hot glue when I put this one on. Okay, so let me just finish this side rough, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. And when I'm off camera, I'll clean these all up and get pictures. I don't want you to sit here and watch me trying to get these little bits of fabric off of it. Okay, this is what it looks like right now. It's really a mess. But I'll just clean up the spots that you can see that are sticking over the edge, and then look to see that everything's glued down good. And there we go, super cute. Okay, to do the one with the lace in the center, here's what I did. Same kind of deal. Get some twine or baker's twine or ribbon or fishing line. It could be absolutely whatever you want to do. I think I need to open another package. These are such a good deal. If you're just joining me, these are the main component of this craft project. They're from the Dollar Tree. They are $1 and you get 5 of them. And this one has this one. Tangled. Okay, this one shows that copper wire that's holding it all together a little bit more. I'm trying to hold it so you can see that. And I like that. I'm making that my front. But you might not like it. You might want to make that your back. It's just totally up to you. All right. So I'm gonna do another one where it's hanging from the top, and then I'll show you with the lace. There's multiple options for what you can do. Let's go through this. And you don't have to use the wood beads if you don't want, if you don't have any. Maybe you have something else that you could use. This is one of those projects that's just completely personal preference. Wow, there's 437 people on here. Thank you guys for joining me. Stay until I do the lace rosettes. Oh my gosh, they are so cute. Some of my smaller beads have really narrow holes, and it's kind of hard to get my twine, 2 pieces of it, poked through the super narrow holes. So I just keep trimming it shorter and shorter. And okay. You know what you could do to make this so it doesn't wobble around so much? Let's see, this is, I'm just figuring this out as we're going along. Put a little dab of hot glue on the back to hold it in place. Okay, so then, when I found my package at Goodwill of all these lace things, There were 2 of these. So I started with one of them first. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of lay my little heart over the top of it to find a spot that I like. And I kind of like it right here. So I'm just to make sure I come back in the right spot. I'm gonna put a little glue there, and a little glue here. And I need more glue sticks. Okay, and then I'm gonna trim around it just a little bit so we're not working with this huge piece. If you don't have any of this, maybe ask a relative. Somebody in most families always ends up with all this kind of heirloom stuff. In my family, it's me. My cabinets are full and bursting with all kinds of things. But maybe you have a sister or an aunt or your mom or even a friend who has some of these lace doilies and would be willing to give them to you. You guys, the younger generation does not want them. I'm sorry to say that. They don't care a bit about this kind of thing. And I'm really odd that I do. But I love this kind of thing. Okay, so next week we'll do the thing where you make something out of more of these doilies using that stiffy compound. And then I have been searching and I found a ton of cute, modern ideas of things that you can do with doilies and lace hankies and that kind of thing. And so I'll be sharing those in the next day or 2 with you. I just found them on Pinterest. I've had like 3 nights in a row of non-sleeping. And so I've been wandering around Pinterest, thinking about the projects I want to do and what kind of supplies I have, because I want to use the supplies that I have. Okay, so I just roughly glued that on there. Super duper easy. And then I put a knot at the top of the top one of the round beads to hold it in place. And then another knot up here. I'll show you up close in just a second. You can trim this shorter if you want. And off camera, I'll clip the back of it because I want to get to the really good stuff. So it will look like this when it's done. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I did make a couple of these lace rolled rosettes. And this is one that I made earlier that is just that canvas material. It was one of my first ones, so I wasn't sure what I was doing. And I put one of my rolled rosettes in the center, and it is so cute. Where am I? There's so many things that you could do with these. Look how cute that is. Give me some thumbs if you like this. I love it. I'm typically, I don't know, not super attracted to doilies and lacy kind of things, but oh my gosh, this is fabulous. Okay, so you're gonna start on a piece of fabric of some type. We're just using this canvas fabric that I have because it's handy and it's the same color basically. And then, where's the lace that I've already cut up? Is this it? I think so. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Okay, we'll use this. I'm gonna cut a strip that's about an inch or an inch and a half wide, and it's just gonna be as long as this is, okay? Oh, I see lots of hearts. Okay, you know what? I wanna clear this off just a little bit and move you guys closer so you can see this actual process. And I'll put my camera down. Okay, that's a little bit closer. You know me and the flowers, I love them. Okay, let's just push everything back for a second. I have way too much stuff on my desk here. And this is a mess. Just ignore it. Okay. Let's see. Can you still see me? Sort of. Come up just a little bit. Okay. Good enough. Okay, so like I said before, you're going to cut a strip that is like 1 inch or 1.5 inches wide. And if it isn't long enough, you can just glue another piece right next to it. You won't be able to tell. And with these rolled rosette lace flowers, the goal is the same as the ones that we make with painter's drop cloth, with ribbons. The goal is for it to look messy. So to start every rolled rosette, you need a knot. So I've just folded this in half. And then I'm going to try to tie a knot. I'll put it in the middle and then I'll scooch it down towards the end. Okay, so this is the bud, the center of our rolled rosette. And then on your fabric that's going to be holding it, you're going to put a big blob of hot glue in the center, and you're just going to plunk your rosette right into it. I'll lift this up in just a second and show you. You love what I'm doing with the lace. Oh my gosh. You have a ton of lace, Susie. Wow, you are so fortunate. I don't know if I washed this right, but it came from Goodwill and it's not valuable. Hey, by the way, do not cut up any precious heirlooms. Only do this with stuff that you don't care about, because 10 years from now you might regret it. And I don't want to be the cause of that. So it's just glued on here. This is our tail. And what I'm going to do, just like with any other rosette, is you just start twirling the tail, and you're putting a little band of glue close to the center of the rosette, and you're sticking this into it. And the more you twirl it, the more, the messier it looks. Can you see so far? This is way too long. Let's cut some of this off. I'll fiddle around with the center of that when we're all done. So I don't like that. Let's see if I can just put a little blob of glue in the center. And hot glue is essential for me. Okay, so I'm going to do another little band right along the center of my rosette, and I'm twirling and pushing it into that hot glue. Look how pretty this is. You guys, you could make, I mean, everything that we've done with our rolled rosettes in the last 1.5 years, you can do with these. You can make bracelets, you can make necklaces, ooh. You can make hairbands, you can put them on signs. I'm just looking around you can put them on lampshades like these ones that we made. Did you guys see this tutorial? This was last week. We covered these ugly lampshades with painter's drop cloth, and then we made these rolled rosettes. And we glued them on here. And then I have another one off to the side where it's, I glued them on the bottom area of the lamp. There's just so many things you could do with these. And they're just so unique looking. So I'm gonna finish this off by doing a little more glue and twirling and sticking it in. And this one is one that I've gotten lucky, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Okay, I have this pointy long tail, which if I just clip it at an angle, it could almost look like a leaf. So that's what I'm gonna do. And if it frays up, that's even better. See, here's our leaf. Okay, so then you're gonna look around the edges. You're gonna see, are there areas that you need to, that's just a little piece I need to cut off, that you need to glue down better. Mine doesn't have any of those. This is about the, maybe the 10,000th rolled rosette of some kind that I've made. So I'm pretty generous with the hot glue. And then I'm just cutting right around the base of it to remove the fabric that it's backed on. And I like to have that leaf loose, so I didn't glue it down to this fabric. But you could if you like that better. All right, and this is what the back of it looks like. And this is what the front of it looks like. Oh my goodness. And you know, I think I have some here. You can add a little something to your rosettes, like these are just some little vintage pearl pieces. I keep everything. So I could stick that right in the center here if I hadn't used so much hot glue. And I could glue that on right there. Or we could do a button. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could do with these. So let's go back to one of our, to this one, because it's just about done. It just needs trimmed up in a few little areas where you can see the lace. I'm wearing a lot of strings and glue strings today. Okay, so this is the front of it, and I'll keep cleaning it up. And I would just put my little lace rosette inside of it and hot glue it there. Alternatively, if I was just using this with just a piece of twine or ribbon, and I made it a little bit smaller, I could put it right at that little Cupid's peak at the top of my grapevine heart. But I'm gonna put it in the center. And let's see, this is the other one I did. It's slightly smaller. So I think I'm gonna use the one that's slightly smaller for this project. I'm just putting some glue on here, looking to see where is my leaf, and voila. Oh gosh, I've got oodles of glue strings. Do you guys know the blow dryer secret? That if you use a hot blow dryer or a heat gun, a lot of the strings will sort of melt and disappear. Okay, so let's see. We made this one just using canvas. You could do this exact same idea. It's bothering me. With any kind of fabric that you might have on hand. And I used one of my little crocheted snowflakes that Patricia made for me in there, and one of my vintage buttons. I have a whole bag of bling, but I saw it just recently, but I cannot remember where I've put it. So you could do some bling in the center of these too. Okay, so there's this one, and then the one that we just finished. And can you guys see that copper wire? I'll get close-up pictures. I think it adds a lot. I'm sure they probably intended that that would be the back side, that people wouldn't want to see the wire that's holding the whole thing together, but I like it. Okay, I want to show, oh, and here's another one that I made with another one of the little rolled lace rosettes. And I put it this time on canvas. So look at the difference between the two. Tell me, which one do you like better? Do you like it better when it's on the lace of the doily, or do you like it better when it's on a solid canvas? I think I like this one. Okay, now I want to show you real quick the one that I was fiddling with earlier. And I was using Eileen's tacky glue and a little glitter. It's not finished, I haven't trimmed it up. It's just barely dry. But I took a teeny little part of the inside lace doily that I thought was the focus, and I put a teeny bit of Eileen's tacky glue on it. And then I used my favorite glitter from Walmart that's called Sue Lynn's Extra Fine Glitter in Sterling. And once I add some beads, trim it up, I'll get a picture of it so you can see. Alternatively, you could glitter the whole thing, or you could put glitter on the edge of it if you want. And I'll put beads on this. But was there anything else I wanted to show you over here? I don't think so. I hope you liked these projects. I loved them. I just want to, you know, my goal is not to be the best crafter in the whole world, but my goal is to come up with a lot of different projects that maybe you haven't tried, and put my spin on it and tell you how I would do it, because I do everything easy. And then I hope that you will decide which one of the projects, or all of them, or none, that you like and that you want to try as well. So, because I know when I see your crafts, I always think, oh, they're so much better than me. Anyways, but I hope that you're enjoying the variety of things that we've been doing. We're gonna keep on mixing it up. I'm gonna keep doing different mediums and different looks, and especially as we go into Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, and then Easter, and then late spring, and then summer. Just got these out. We'll do this project again for sure. These are decoupaged and gilded napkins on a big seashell, and this is the oyster shell. We'll do all kinds of different things here, a big variety. So if you feel like sprinkling, go right ahead. The hearts came from the Dollar Tree, and the lace came from Goodwill, and the canvas came from a bag that I had that I cut up, because I use what I have whenever possible, but I know for a fact that you can get just canvas fabric at Joann's, at Hobby Lobby, at some Walmarts. My Walmart happens to have a fabric department, but not all of them do. And I'm sure there's other places that you could get it. So Diana says, yes, variety. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I want to show you right now. I'll get pictures. I'll put them in the comments. I'll look. I read everything you guys say, because that's so important to me. And if you have questions, I'll try to get all those answered. And I will see you guys probably later, because I want to give you some more scoops about something happening with one of the companies that I represent. Alrighty, see you later. Thanks for joining me.